All right, let's dive into some music today.
Sounds good.
We're going to be looking at the work of a UK gospel artist, Daddy Ray.
Sure.
You know, we've had a bunch of material sent in from his website, so
Excellent.
we're going to take a deep dive into that, see what we can find.
Sounds fun.
So one of the things that I found really interesting about him was his unique approach to gospel music.
Okay.
You know, he kind of blends faith with all different kinds of genres, even venturing into some reggae and dub.
Yeah, that is quite a mix, isn't it? Not your typical gospel sound at all.
Yeah, definitely not afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
One track that really jumped out at me when I was looking through the material was Jesus, You're the Best Thing.
Okay.
And he's actually got a reggae version of it.
Interesting.
I'm curious, you know, what do you think Daddy Ray achieves by kind of reimagining this traditional gospel message in a genre with, you know, such different roots? Reggae often carries those themes of social justice, resistance.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a really good question. And you're right. Reggae can have that kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Which, can seem at odds with the more traditional gospel message.
Yeah.
But I wonder if maybe he's intentionally using that contrast to reach a wider audience.
That's an interesting point, yeah.
People who might not normally gravitate towards gospel might be drawn in by that reggae sound.
Yeah.
And then encounter the message in a whole new way.
Yeah, breaking down some barriers maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's not just the genre itself, right? There's the music.
Of course, yeah.
How does he blend those reggae rhythms with his gospel message? What's going on there musically?
Yeah, well, if you listen closely to that reggae version, you can actually hear that he incorporates traditional gospel vocal harmonies.
Okay.
But they're set against that laid-back groove, of a reggae rhythm section.
Yeah.
Like he's creating this kind of dialogue between two musical worlds almost.
Right, yeah, I see what you mean, yeah. Like he's using music to start a conversation between different cultures and different perspectives, yeah. It's really fascinating, and
it is.
He doesn't just stop at reggae. He's got a whole instrumental album called The Journey.
Okay.
And I have to admit, some of these track titles, like Breakthrough, Walking with Him, very intriguing.
Yeah.
Like he's taking us on a musical journey through faith.
I think you're right. If you look at the track list, it almost mirrors the stages of a typical Christian journey.
Okay.
You start with what is it, which is like a question of searching.
Yeah.
And then you move through the challenges, the race and trials, and then finally reach a resolution. His yoke is easy. And walking with him.
So he's telling a story without using any lyrics.
Exactly.
But there is one track, Trials, which uses a spoken word narration.
Oh, you go.
It's a version of the hymn, Rock of Ages, set to Psalm 27.
Okay.
Any idea why he might have chosen that psalm in particular?
Well, Psalm 27 is all about finding strength and refuge in God during difficult times. Mm-hmm. It's a psalm of fear and faith at the same time.
Right.
It acknowledges those struggles, but ultimately chooses to trust in God's protection.
So it sounds like maybe he's trying to offer some comfort and encouragement to his listeners who might be going through, tough times themselves.
Yeah, could be.
But it's not all about, these broad spiritual themes.
Right.
He also weaves in personal stories into his music.
Interesting.
And one example of that is Come Into My Heart, Lord Jesus.
Okay.
And he's actually spoken about how hearing that song in his childhood had a really profound impact on him.
Wow.
And it eventually led him to, commit his life to Christ.
That's a great example of how music can evoke powerful memories and emotions, especially in relation to faith.
Yeah.
We often connect songs to significant moments in our lives.
Yeah.
And for him, it seems like this song was actually a catalyst for his spiritual journey.
That's incredible. A simple melody and lyrics can have such a life-changing impact.
Absolutely.
He doesn't limit himself to just one style to express those personal stories, though.
Oh.
For example, Cannot See a Way is recorded in several genres.
Okay.
From, rock to Afrobeat reggae.
Wow.
So what do you make of that choice? Is it just about showcasing his musical versatility, or is there something more at play there?
I think it goes beyond just showcasing versatility,
Right.
Adapting a song to all those different genres allows him to speak to a broader audience.
Okay.
Imagine someone who loves rock music, but then they discover a message of faith through a genre they already enjoy.
Yeah.
It's a powerful way to reach people who might not normally engage with traditional gospel music.
It's like saying, come as you are.
Yeah.
Find your own way in.
Yeah.
Speaking of finding his own way.
Yeah.
Create in Me has a remix with a dub mix.
Okay.
And he's admitted that it might not be to everyone's taste. That's pretty bold, wouldn't you say, for a gospel artist?
It is a bold move.
Yeah.
There are definitely varying perspectives, within Christian communities about incorporating secular music styles.
Right.
Some people are really against it, but Daddy Ray seems to navigate this with a sense of respect.
Yeah.
He knows people feel different ways.
Yeah.
But ultimately, he follows his artistic vision.
He does what he feels is right.
Yeah, definitely.
I guess you have to admire that commitment to his own unique expression.
Absolutely.
But it's not all about pushing those musical boundaries.
Okay.
He also brings in a lot of personal vulnerability. Mm-hmm. Like, A Gift from God to Me was dedicated to his wife on their 33rd anniversary.
Wow.
And then tributes to Dad and Mom, which was, inspired by the loss of his parents.
Right.
I mean, those seem like incredibly personal pieces to share.
Yeah.
With the world.
Definitely.
What do you think he's trying to convey through songs like these?
I think it just speaks to the power of authenticity
by
sharing these really personal experiences through his music.
Yeah.
He allows listeners to connect with him on a human level.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that we all experience love, loss, and faith in our own ways.
Yeah.
And music can be such a powerful way to share those universal emotions.
It definitely adds a layer of depth to his music, knowing that it's coming from those really personal experiences.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a good place to stop for now.
Okay.
And when we come back, we'll delve a little deeper into some specific examples of how he blends those musical styles and personal narratives in his music.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too.
Great.
All right, we'll be right back after a short break.
It's really remarkable how he, incorporates these personal stories without overshadowing the music.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel forced at all.
No, it feels very organic, like it's woven into the very fabric of the songs.
Exactly.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it resonates so much with listeners.
Mm-hmm.
It feels authentic. It feels relatable.
I think that's a big part of his appeal.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Share his own struggles and triumphs.
Right.
And that allows people to connect with him on a human level.
Speaking of vulnerability,
yeah,
I was reading about his creative process.
Okay.
And he mentions praying for inspiration before he writes.
Oh, wow.
It sounds like a very spiritual approach to songwriting.
It does, yeah.
Do you think that sense of spiritual connection kind of translates into the music itself?
It's hard to say for certain, of course.
Sure.
But there's definitely a depth and sincerity in his music that suggests a connection to something beyond the everyday.
I see what you mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's like he's tapping into a source of inspiration that goes beyond just technical skill or musical talent.
Yeah, there's an almost transcendent quality to some of his music.
Right.
Even if you don't necessarily share his religious beliefs. And the way he describes those moments of inspiration is fascinating. He talks about the idea for create in me a clean heart coming to him while he was working on something completely different.
Wow.
It's almost like the song found him.
Yeah.
Rather than the other way around.
That speaks to the unpredictable nature of creativity, doesn't it?
It does.
It's not always a linear process.
Right.
Sometimes the best ideas come when we least expect them.
Yeah.
When we're open to those possibilities and willing to, let go of our preconceived notions.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me think of that quote, chance favors the prepared mind.
I like that.
Maybe it's about being open to those moments of inspiration when they strike.
Absolutely.
And sometimes those moments lead to unexpected turns.
Oh, right.
Create in Me a Clean Heart was originally a ballad.
Okay.
But he later transformed it into a reggae track.
Wow. That's quite a change.
It is, yeah. It's like he's constantly pushing those boundaries of what a gospel song can be.
He's not content to stay within the confines of any one genre.
No.
He's always experimenting, blending gospel with reggae, rock, even dub.
It's amazing.
It is, and it's not just about the musical styles themselves,
Right.
It's about how he uses those styles to express his faith and connect with his listeners.
Right, and he doesn't shy away from addressing social issues either.
Oh, interesting.
Like, Cannot See a Way. which he's recorded in multiple genres.
Right.
Touches on those themes of hardship and uncertainty.
Okay.
It feels like he's using his music to speak to those who are struggling, offering a message of hope and resilience.
I think that's a really crucial aspect of his music.
Yeah.
He's not just focused on personal salvation or individual piety.
Right.
He's also concerned with social justice,
Yeah.
and the well-being of others. It's a reminder that faith isn't just about private beliefs.
Right.
It's about how we live in the world and how we treat each other.
It's inspiring to see an artist using his platform like that.
It is.
To address these issues.
Absolutely.
And to challenge listeners to think beyond themselves.
It's a reminder that music can be a powerful force for change.
Yeah.
It can inspire us, challenge us, and connect us to something larger than ourselves.
Absolutely.
And we've only just begun to explore the depth and breadth of Daddy Ray's catalog.
Yeah, we focused on just a handful of songs.
Oh, yeah.
But there's so much more to discover.
There is.
From his instrumental pieces to his personal tributes. It's amazing how he's managed to maintain such a consistent level of quality and authenticity throughout his career.
That's a testament to his artistry and integrity,
Yeah.
He's not chasing trends or trying to fit into any particular mold.
Right.
He's just being true to himself and his vision.
Yeah.
And that shines through in his music.
And that authenticity is what makes his music so compelling.
Definitely.
You can feel that passion and conviction behind every note, every word. It's not just entertainment, it's an expression of his heart and soul.
And that's what resonates with listeners.
Yeah.
It's that sense of genuine human connection that transcends musical genres and cultural boundaries.
It's a reminder that even in a world that often feels divided and chaotic, music can still be a source of unity, inspiration, and hope.
And in Daddy Ray's case,
Yeah.
it's a testament to the power of faith to transform lives and inspire creativity.
Well said.
Thank you.
Let's pause here for a moment.
Okay.
And when we return, we'll wrap up our deep dive with some final thoughts on Daddy Ray's
That's good.
unique blend of music and faith. It's really remarkable how Daddy Ray manages to kind of weave together musical exploration and spiritual depth, personal storytelling, social commentary even, all into this one cohesive body of work. What do you think drives that multifaceted approach?
Well, I think for him, music functions as a language in a way, a way to communicate those things that words alone just can't quite capture.
Yeah.
He seems to be tapping into this universal language, one that transcends cultural and linguistic barriers even, and allows him to connect with people on a much deeper level.
Yeah, as I was listening to his music, I almost felt like he was translating those intangible experiences,
Right.
Faith, love, loss, hope, into something we can all grasp.
Yeah.
Regardless of our backgrounds, or beliefs even.
Absolutely. And it goes beyond just passive listening,
Right.
His music invites us to participate,
Yeah.
to engage with it on a personal level,
Yeah.
find our own meaning within it.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that music isn't just something to consume.
Right.
It's something to experience and connect with deeply.
Yeah, like he's saying, here's my story, my journey, but what does it mean to you?
Right.
How does it resonate with your own life?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's an invitation to a dialogue, to find common ground through music.
I think that's exactly right. And that's what makes his music so powerful. It's not just about him.
Yeah.
It's about us. It's about the human experience. The things that connect us all despite our differences.
Yeah.
And, in a world that often feels so divided,
yeah,
music like Daddy Ray's can be a bridge, a way to build understanding and empathy.
Yeah. So as we wrap up our deep dive today, what are some of the key takeaways from Daddy Ray's work? What makes his music so unique, so impactful?
Well, it's that willingness to experiment with different genres, blending gospel with reggae, with rock, with dub even, and then weaving those personal stories into his music.
Yeah.
It creates such a sense of intimacy and authenticity.
Yeah.
Exploring complex spiritual themes without being preachy or dogmatic, and ultimately using his platform to promote social justice and compassion.
It's all of that and more.
It is.
His music is really a testament to the power of faith, the beauty of diversity, and, that enduring spirit of hope that I think resides within us all.
It's a reminder that music can be a powerful force for good in the world.
Yeah.
A way to connect, to inspire, to heal, and to make a difference.
He's not just an artist.
No.
He's a storyteller, a bridge builder, a beacon of hope even.
He challenges us to listen more deeply, to think more critically and to engage more compassionately with the world around us.
Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Daddy Ray.
This is my pleasure.
Considering his blend of faith and musical genres, can music truly be a bridge between the secular and the spiritual? We encourage you to explore his music further and draw your own conclusions.
Absolutely.
Until next time, keep diving deep and stay curious.